What's up guys, quick video for those starting out Monster Hunter Wilds and wanting a decent set / weapon for low rank and some suggestions for high rank. Now there's going to be some spoilers as far as monsters names go, but I will have no gameplay. Leave a like on the video and let's begin. But before getting into the individual weapons, one tip here is that in order to actually upgrade your armor, you have to actually go to said armor in the crafting menu and then hit confirm again in order to upgrade it. To make this easier to find your armor that you have, hit the left thumbstick and then sort by shown owned to see only the armor you made and upgrade it from there. This is really stupid how they designed this, but yeah, this is how you upgrade your armor. And if you go to this cat in the base camp and check for claim content or DLC or one of those settings, you should get 100 armor spheres for free, at least at launch, and use that to upgrade your armor. And don't worry about wasting them as they're literally useless in high rank. You're going to need way more XP to upgrade those armors. And while I will suggest some later low rank pieces, you actually don't want to waste time farming them. So if you can't make them, just skip them and replace them with anything else that has higher defense than the early stuff I suggest. Unless you're trying to farm for the weapon, and in that case it's fine if you can also make the armor along the way. But as far as elemental weapons go, for all the weapons I'll mention in endgame, the top 3 elements are dragon in first place, then water, then thunder. That's your priority. The top monsters to farm are usually weak to one of those elements. For longsword, you want the alloy head and greaves and the Balahara chest to get level 3 quick sheath, which is nice for EI. Then you want the hope gloves and ingot waist when you reach that point in the story for level 2 divine blessing on top to reduce damage. Pretty simple. Eventually you're going to be able to forge a quick sheath talisman from Gemma. I'm not sure when, but certainly before the Guardians. So from there, I recommend replacing the alloy helm with Guardian Rathalos helm and gloves for weakness exploit level 2, aka Wex. And the final set for high rank is pretty much any Flayer set to level 5. So Guardian Arcveiled is a great set, although you'll likely need quick sheath decos if you want to go with quick sheath. But just know that Flayer, the skill, is the best skill in high rank, period, till you can farm up your meta sets. You're going to open a lot of wounds, which for longsword equals a lot of free gauges, but you're also going to get parts from those wounds, which is going to make farming way easier. So it's the best farming set in the game. For the weapon progression, you're going to go from Hope Edge 1 to 2, then Quatramisa's longsword, until you get to Lala Barina, which you'll have to make the bone base in order to upgrade it into Lala. And then from there, and I'm not kidding, just use that and upgrade it to full all the way to the end of high rank to farm your meta elemental Ardian weapons and sets. I'm not kidding. I'll probably make a video about this, but yeah, Para is so good, and with my longsword guy stating that the red attack spam is a big W, you can lock them down in place and DPS them down really well. And you can toss in the foray skill from something like the Rathian set once you're in high rank to enhance it further. But yeah, it's just too good. As far as elemental weapons go, Gore's Dragon Longsword should be the best Dragon Longsword in the game, beating out Ardian, so that's definitely worth making. And for the rest of the elements, again, use Lala Barina to farm those Ardian weapons. Unless the monster's weak to Dragon, in which you use Scores. But likewise, for all these builds, and just in general, give your Palico a paralysis weapon from Lala Barina to get even more paras. For dual blades, armor is bone helm, chest, and waist for marathon runner level 3, with hope gloves and legs for divine blessing level 2. This is your base. And from here, you make any combination of Guardian Rathalos for weakness exploit, Guardian Ebony Odogaron for burst, Raydal for latent power, and Suwu for stamina surge. Again, try not to farm here in low rank for these, but use whatever you can make from the one time you fight these guys in story. Now for high rank, from what I tested, max evaded window didn't really impress me for the blue dodge, so I don't necessarily recommend it. Still needs to be tested further, but something like evade extender is nice if you want to add that to the mix. And again, like for longsword, high rank you want to max out the Flayer set for those juicy wound strikes, which equals more spin to wins, right? And also aim for level 3 stamina surge so you can recover stamina better, and then just add damage like burst for the rest of the pieces / decos. The burst skill is really good for dual blades. For weapons, you're going to have to make a lot of elemental weapons regardless, but ironically, a lot of the paths suck for you in early game for dual blades. And for late game, for elemental, usually you want Ardian weapons, which are like the very tail end of the game. So for early game, like the longsword, just go with chicken into Lala Barina dual blades for the para, but then you can also branch into Ajarakan for blast, which is also good once you reach that point. And then when you get to Ebony or Guardian Rathalos, you can make their weapons. Ebony's dual blades actually will crush the rest of low rank easily, so that is the pick for the final 10% of the story. For endgame pre-Ardian, Dragon is probably going to be Ebony or Arkveld. Fire is between Guardian Wrath and Normal Wrath, but make sure to make Yankaku if you're going to go the Normal Wrath path. And, well, skip Thunder completely. And ice is going to be Jin Dahi's dual blades, and water is the good old Master Sabers until you get your Ardian weapons made. Bow, basically exactly like dual blades with this setup here, except you're going to prioritize Rei Dao, Set, and Suwu for latent power, stamina surge, and constitution for the mid to end of low rank. Again, don't farm for these, just use whatever is available from the one hunt you do against them. And for high rank, you're definitely going to want Stamina Surge level 3 and at least level 3 Constitution. Luckily, Constitution is a level 1 deco in this game, so it is easy to max out if you're not going to be eating for Black Belt with level 3 Constitution. But if you're new to Bow needs Stamina because Stamina equals more DPS and more dodges. So you kind of need Stamina. But again, the Flare set with Bow is still the route to go for farming up until your endgame set, which will likely be Gore's set. For weapons, Bow, I would recommend Kangalala into Dashagama, and then for elements, go with Utuna and Rei Dao. Fire, I would just hold off because you're going to get to Guardian Rathalos, and I would make that. But if you have the parts, you can make Contra Mace's Bow until you kill Kangalala or Dashagama. For endgame, it's going to be all Ardians for the most part, but since you'll need Dragon to farm for those parts, you're going to want to go with Arkveld's Bow. Thunder, do not upgrade Rei Dao at all past the one you make in low rank, as Fulgur Anjanath is just better. Fire, you can go with either Yankaku or Rafts, depending on if you want Pierce or Power Coating. And water, I suppose you can upgrade Utunas all the way, but you'll just have minus 20% affinity. Ice, skip, no bueno. Now, if you want an all-rounder, I would actually say Guardian Doshagamas is really strong. You get 2 level 3 slots, you get level 2 ballistics built in, and a ton of raw. So if you want an all-in-one bow, that is the one to go for. So yeah, I hope you guys found this mini progression guide useful for at least these weapons. Of course, I'll be making actual build guides later, as well as more how to play guides for a few more weapons. But in the meantime, you can check out my longsword guide to really know some advanced stuff and a new way to play. Or you can check out my stream where I beat low rank in 10 hours. Or my review for Monster Hunter Wilds. Capcom, you're gonna work on that performance, right? Yeah. Anyways, like the video, let me know in the comments which of these you'll be using. And if you don't want to miss my dang ass videos, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Wilds epicness.